Okay, so you can see where the hinges are here, and they're a little bit oversized, obviously, and pretty simple as well. So the back blueprint is really the only one we can see this on, so we're just gonna have to kind of wing it. But we'll start out with just a plane as well. Okay, so let's grab another plane, and we'll just maybe start here and just build it to maybe about that middle edge. Okay, and let's put the blue shader on it, and we'll just pull it to the front here. Okay, so just push that back behind the door, and we'll convert this to editable poly. Okay, and to get this shape here, I'm just going to go to vertex, grab the two left verts, and we'll scale that up on the Y. Okay, and let's maybe go into perspective here. Let's grab the left edge, and let's maybe extrude this out in the top view. Alright, so I'm just going to shift drag it on the Y out a bit. Okay, maybe something like that. We'll push it over a little bit so it's on a little bit of an angle. Okay, a little bit more. Try to match this on the blueprints there. And in the front view here, we'll just hold down shift and extrude the edge over again to about there. And one more time to about there. And for this one, we'll just go into vertex, grab the two left verts again, and we'll scale it the opposite way, down on the y-axis, just to get an angle on it. Okay, and we'll do one more extrusion here. Shift drag it over to the left. Okay, just a little bit like that. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Okay, let's go into isolation mode, Alt Q. And we'll just see if we can close this up. Alright, so in the top view, let's maybe actually do this in perspective. I'm just going to grab these three top edges here, as well as the bottom ones. Okay, and we'll shift drag these back in the top view, so they're even with this one here. Okay, and then we'll just weld these verts up here. So let's go back to vertex, back to target weld, and we'll just weld this vert to this one, and the same thing on the bottom. Okay, and let's go to border. Actually, first let's cap this hole here. Just gonna grab these two open edges here and do a bridge, and then we'll go to border and select the back border. And let's maybe shift drag this back on the Y. Right, so we have a little bit of thickness there. And we'll also extrude this front poly here out a bit. Okay, and that'll just give us a place where we can put the actual hinge. Alright, so we'll just do 10 or so, and then we'll adjust it in the top view by hand. Just gonna push that back a bit. Okay, I think that should work. Let's maybe roll over these edges a little bit more over here. Just gonna grab these two, top and bottom. And we'll just give this a chamfer. Let's do about 1.5 or so, hit apply, and we'll bring the second one down. Okay, we'll do a similar thing over on here. Grab those two edges and chamfer them. Okay, about 1.3 or so should be good, and we'll just double chamfer it. And this stuff doesn't really need to be accurate. I just made this up when I first did it, so you can change it any way you like. Let's maybe just chamfer this front edge down all the way around. So let's go to poly, grab these front polygons, control click edge, and then hold down Alt and just deselect these vertical ones here. And actually, let's just do them all at the same time. So let's reselect this one, and this one. We'll leave this one unselected. We don't really need to chamfer that. And we'll chamfer this down. Let's tighten it up a little bit more. Around 0.3 should be good. Okay, let's go over here on the other side. Grab these three polygons, control click edge, and deselect the vertical ones. And we'll chamfer that down the same amount. Okay, so pretty simple here. We'll see how that looks. Let's center the pivot point. and we'll push this back into the door. Okay, and you can see it's going to go right through there. So we're going to need to move it a little bit more to the inside to kind of fit against this edge here that we have. Alright, so let's move it over to the right a bit. Let's do this in the front view. I'm just going to butt it up against this edge here. Okay, like that. And we'll just push it back until it touches up with the door. Okay, that's going to go right through it here, but I'm not going to worry about that at all. We could chop it out, but there's really no reason to do that. It's not going to cause any problems leaving it interpenetrating like that. Okay, so just make sure that's touching up. And that'll pretty much be our hinge. We'll just add the other piece here. Alright, so let's grab a cylinder here in the front view. I'm just going to draw this out in the center of the hinge there on the blueprints so we can get the right width. Give it a little bit of height, and we'll just roll it over 90 degrees here, and so it's upright. Okay, we'll move it down a bit, and we'll just adjust the height. Take that up to about there. Let's do about 45 on the height. We'll do, say, maybe 6.5 on the radius. We don't need the height segments, we can get rid of those, and we'll up the sides a little bit more. Let's do, say, 24. Okay, we'll also put our blue shader on that and move it to the back. Okay, so just park it right there behind the hinge. Now let's move it a little bit over now that we have the size, and just kind of fit it in right here. Okay, let's take the height, radius down to maybe 6. Looks a little too thick. Okay, that should work fine. So we'll convert to editable poly now. And the first thing we'll do is add a couple of segments across the vertical edges here. So grab those, do a connect. We'll do 2 segments and we'll just pinch those up a bit. Let's do about 31 maybe, and okay. And we'll just give these edges a chamfer. Let's tighten that up a little bit more. Let's do about 0.7 and okay. And that'll just give us some polygons that we can extrude in there to make it look like there's a pin inside. Okay, so let's just grab maybe these 2 pieces. I'm just going to go in isolation mode with Alt Q. And we'll just extrude these in a bit, these polygons here. Alright, so just drag right through those. Be sure you have ignore back facing off. And we'll do an extrude on these. Okay, we'll do it by local normal, and we'll take it down to a negative amount. Okay, negative 1.2 or something should be good. Okay, and let's maybe grab the top polygon here, and let's do an inset on that. Alright, so we'll just extrude that in a little bit more. Let's do around 2. Okay, we'll extrude it up. And we'll just do like 10 for a second there, and then we'll just adjust it in the front view. So I'm just going to move these down. All right, maybe something like that. And to get kind of the top on, we'll just extrude it up one more time. Hit OK to that, we'll just bring it down by hand. Maybe a little bit thicker like that. And then we can just select the side polygons here and extrude them out to kind of get the cap on the top. Okay, so we'll do that by local normal again, and just bring it down. And we'll try to match the width of the lower cylinder there, around 2 or so, it should be good. Or we could probably bring the top down even a little bit more. Alright, maybe something like that. And that should work fine. Okay, so rather than trying to model that again on the bottom part, let's just cut this piece in half. So let's go back to edge, grab the center edges, we'll do a connect on that. With 1 segment, no pinch, no slide. And then we can just delete off the bottom verts here. And we'll just center the pivot point. And then we'll just move it down to the bottom edge. Okay, let's drop that. And we'll just drop a symmetry modifier on here. And let's do that on the Z. And if you can't see it, just check on the flip option there. Okay, so let's just adjust the mirror a little bit more here, just to make sure it's touching up. And then we can convert it to editable poly, and I'll take care of the bottom for us. Could also control backspace out this edge loop in the center that we put in there. Okay, so now let's just chamfer some of these edges over. I'll just select the outer ones here for each section. Okay, let's actually deselect this one here. We'll do those ones separately. All right, let's do a loop and a chamfer. Let's tighten that up a little bit. I'll do something like around 2 or 0.2. Okay, let's grab maybe these ones now, and the same two on the top. Loop those, and we'll chamfer this over a little bit more. And let's maybe do a double on it. Okay, something like that should be good. And while we're at it here, we'll just do the inner edges as well for each of these sections. Okay, so just select the top and bottom inner edges. Do a loop on those, and another chamfer. And for this one, we'll tighten it up quite a bit. And hit OK to that. Okay, so that'll pretty much be the hinge. We could actually remove some of these edges on the top here. We don't really need to have these in here. So I'm just going to grab this polygon, control click edge, and we'll just grow the selection once and hit control backspace. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, so that'll pretty much be our hinge. Okay, let's maybe hide the other piece here. Okay, let's see if we can add a couple of smoothing groups here. So let's go back to edge, and we'll just grab a few of these edges on the outside here. Let's do maybe one in each section. Okay, we'll do a ring on that, control click polygon, so we have all those polys selected, and just hit clear all here to clear the smoothing group. So we'll just put it on another number. Let's do maybe like 17, and we'll just click off polygon, see if that looks smoother. Okay, so let's maybe zoom in a little closer here, and we'll add a couple more groups just to the chamfers. All right, so let's grab maybe these ones here. Just gonna select an edge on each of these chamfers going down. Down to here, and we'll put the bottom on another one in a second. Let's just ring this, control click polygon, so we have these polys selected. And we'll put that on another number, let's do 18, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, it's probably fine. Okay, let's maybe do one on the inside here as well. Let's grab that. Another ring, control click polygon, put that on another number, and we'll just do something with the bottom and top here. As you can see, it's pretty faceted still. So we'll just grab a couple of these edges here on the triple chamfer or the double chamfer. And let's do the same ones up here on the top. Okay, just grab those 3 edges. And the same 3 on the top. Another ring, control click polygon, and just pick another number there. Okay, turn off polygon there, and we'll just see how that looks. Okay, I think that's fine. You could add a few more if you want, but it's such a small detail on the truck, I don't think we really need to worry about it. Okay, so let's exit isolation mode again, and that'll be our finished hinge here. The last thing we need to do is add a few bolts to it. So let's go and steal one of those off another piece. So maybe unhide all. And we'll just maybe take one off the bumper somewhere down here. Okay, so let's maybe grab the mud flap. We'll ungroup it. And we'll just select one of these bolts here and shift drag it back as a copy. Okay, and we'll just move this up into position. Okay, so let's put it there for a second, push it in a little bit, and we'll just hide the rest of these objects. Okay, so invert the selection again with Control I and hide selected. Okay, we'll just line this back up with what's on the blueprint there. Slightly scale it up a little bit more, and we'll just set it right in there. And because we moved the hinge over to the left a little bit, I'm just going to compensate for that by moving the bolt over slightly to about there. And we'll just clone that down, holding Shift. Okay, and then we need one more in the center. Let's put it right about there. Okay, so last thing to do here is just push these back so they're sitting against the surface. And that should take care of the hinge. Okay, so we'll just select all the pieces here. Let's do a group on it, call it hinge. And we can just start making some copies here in the front view. Alright, so let's shift drag this down to the next one as a copy. Shift drag down another one. And one more here at the bottom. Okay, and we'll see how this looks. Okay, that should be fine. We still have quite a few pieces that go into the handle on the door here, which we'll do next.